Okay, William Wagner here in Santa Clara County in San Jose. We've just been in the courtroom where William Joseph Christopher was supposed to begin his trial. We have an eyewitness. What did you see, Miss Ashley?
Well, I went in and I purposely had no makeup on, put my hair up, looked like I was freshly out of drug rehab so they wouldn't notice me, and they didn't. And then they called his case, and Lopez went up and said he was representing Christopher, which he isn't. He's been Marsden, he's been fired. And he waived time, which is illegal without the client present and acknowledging that they are waiving time. It's a constitutional right to a speedy trial. He waived time and he waived the appearance.
Didn't he ask the judge to bring him out to get Christopher to waive his
The judge
time?
asked him if he would like to bring Christopher out to get the waiver of time, and he said, "I'll waive my client's appearance."
Does that seem like an illegal act to you?
It is an illegal act. It is an illegal act. It is an illegal act. I mean, they're going to say, well, no, we're allowed to do that in circumstances and this and that. But, you know, we talked to another public defender who said, well, normally if my client's in lockup, they're not going to waive time. They want to get out. So, you know, this particular case has had so many intricacies. And, you know, we've heard in the last 2 weeks that they've had a bunch of behind closed doors meetings with the judge in the chambers, and they have these things called ERC hearings that I talked to the clerk about today, and those are settlement conferences. So you can't, no, the public isn't allowed. It's just basically the two attorneys and the judge sit down and try and hammer out a deal. Well, the defendant's not present for those hearings. Oh, God, that's horrible. So during those settlement conference procedures, the defendant is not present during that. I'm not.
It was the same car, you're right.
It was the same
car, right?
And the same dented bumper and the same parking lights were left on. I mean, it's just, you know.
She was probably an undercover policewoman.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They shouldn't be afraid of me. They should be afraid of you. I'm a documentary filmmaker. I'm going after an Oscar. You're going after the entire system. There's a little bit of a difference there. Different motives.
In this case, then, they're basically holding secret hearings to railroad William Joseph Christopher, and he's not even allowed in his own hearings. They're waiving his time. He wasn't even present in court today, was he?
No. And the soonest we could have a visitation was at 2 o'clock, and I had to be on an airplane.
Miss Ashley, I saw you whisper in the public pretender defender's ear. What did you say to him?
Well, after I heard him waive time, which I know he can't do, I know that was one of the issues, and on several appeals that I have read, the cases were overturned because the defendant himself did not waive time. His attorney waived time, but the defendant had clearly said before, I don't waive time and I demanded a jury trial, which is the same thing that happened here with Mr. Christopher. He said, I don't waive time and I demand a jury trial. Now the conundrum here, not the conundrum, the concerning thing for me is that there was no court reporter in that room. It was just a judge, and every attorney in every case was given 10 seconds to get their business done. So even if you were there to object, there's no process or procedure in place to say, hey, no, he doesn't waive time. That isn't his lawyer. That person has been Marsden. I basically went to the row behind him and I leaned over and I said, you know, I was pretty certain and had verified it a couple of times that today was his trial date. And he said, no, it hasn't been 60 days. And so it got postponed a week. So basically what that means is next week, if he won't waive time. So what I think is happening is Lopez didn't technically waive time, he waived his appearance so that they didn't have to go get Mr. Christopher, because they have to get him next week and get him to agree to waive time, or they have to say, oh no, it was waived for him. So it's one or the other. They've only got 60 days to have the trial.
Bye.